6:30 p.m. versus the Joliet Slammers. The first 1,500 fans will receive a Boomers t-shirt thanks to Blink Tees and iSolved.
Rooted in their family Mexican history, churros are made daily with love. Churros and Chocolate at 2533 West Algonquin Road has churros made from family recipes with care and fresh each day with delicious fillings. There's also the Frida Cafe where you can relax and catch up with a friend while having a warm drink. Try Churros and Chocolate specialty churros, the churro sundae, or take home a churro cake. Visit churros, the letter Y, chocolateinc.com.
Welcome out to lunch, WRMN 1410. My name is Dennis Sonar Green. I'll be taking you through the next 2 hours. Thanks for spending some time with me. I hope we get to learn something together. I hope we get to have a conversation. I hope we get to have some fun. This is your lunch break as well. This is your show. Here on Out to Lunch, what we try to do is we try to get as many voices and as many opinions on a discussion as possible. Feel free to call in 847-931-1410 to change the conversation. I've got two very important people that yesterday you only heard their voices. Today, you get to see both of their faces. That's right. Returning today is both the esteemed executive producer extraordinaire Ben Demonium Boquest and our good friend and host of Four Corners Radio every Saturday at noon, Bill Pellerinos. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Yay!
Thank you.
It's good times. It's good times. I think you were on that one there, Benjamin.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
There you are. Good thing we label them. Welcome in, guys. Is the traffic any better? I know yesterday you had some issues, Bill.
My friend, I did not take my own advice, which has been known to happen to doctors and lawyers too. But I told you I was not taking I-90 eastbound because of on my way out here, I saw a serious collision that backed up traffic from the Schaumburg area all the way out west. And I made the mistake of taking it back. I figured, well, it's been 2 hours. I'll have it cleared up. My friend, two semis had collided.
Oh, get out of town.
It was bad. It was bad. They had about 3 lanes blocked off. Jeez. Emergency responders were doing all they could, not only to clear up the mess, but to keep traffic going. And we were down to one lane. And people are trying to jump off on 290, divert. You know, it was a disaster. But yesterday with the holiday, a lot of people being off, people were just driving recklessly. Ridiculous. So for people just joining us, I'm a retired police officer. I was a police officer for 27 years. Before that, I was in the Navy. Sonar was in the Navy.
Who you got, Navy? Sorry. That's a reflex. Who you got, Navy, right?
Yeah.
It's a reflex.
So
I am a citizen, sovereign indeed.
Go ahead, Bill. Sorry.
Now I lost my train of thought.
You're going on about your history, about how you were a retired police officer.
Yeah. So I have a show here Saturdays, 12 noon to 1 p.m. called Four Corners Radio. I try to answer as many questions as I can. I am a DUI expert witness in cases going on in not only in Illinois, but in other states, West Virginia, Ohio, as to the field sobriety test and to the breathalyzer machines. So I have a book out on Amazon.com called DUIs Decoded that pretty much explains the field sobriety test and the breathalyzer test procedures. So yesterday we were talking about DUIs, and then somebody called in, I think it was the Dutchman, and he was talking about the Fifth Amendment. And
yeah, we were talking about search and seizure and also, you were
Terry
talking about
stops, traffic stops. You know, this is common knowledge that's taught to police officers. in the training academy, how to make a Terry stop, how to do a pat down legally, and go forward. And unfortunately, I didn't know we had some other callers, and we got so wrapped up in the conversation we missed them. So my apologies to you. If you have questions, legal questions, diabetic questions, arts and entertainment, or anything that's relevant, Saturdays at 12 noon to 1 p.m. If I don't know the answer, I will find out the answer for you.
Because on Four Corners, it's a really good conversation that you guys take from segment to segment, right? You guys turn around and say, okay, we're going to talk about movies and entertainment, and then we're going to move over to restaurants and some of the people you've talked to. And then what I like about Four Corners is of those Four Corners, you've got multiple guests of multiple things. You know authors and movie stars to do the entertainment side. You know restaurant owners and chefs to fill out the food and things. You know doctors and medical professionals to hit up that side. And then you also have the legal background and all of your people there. And you have a big repertoire of people you can talk to.
And a movie buff, poster aficionado as well.
Yeah.
I collect movie posters, and people collect a lot of things. You were saying you're a coin collector?
Sure. Yep.
You know, if it makes you happy,
Yeah.
collecting this. Some people are stamp collectors. Some people are coin collectors. Disney, my daughter's Disney. You know, and she's an adult, not a little kid, but she likes Disney. So, I mean, these have their following. If it makes you happy, go for it. I mean, you know, we get other people causing all kinds of havoc. You know, if it makes you happy and you look at something, I also collect some rare books. Did you ever watch Pawn Stars? I like the lady Rebecca who calculates the worth of rare books. and it's important, especially if you're looking at a rare book and you got a first edition. I happen to have a first edition of Kurt Vonnegut's Slaughterhouse-Five. Kurt Vonnegut was a sci-fi writer. I enjoy his writing. But if it makes you happy, go ahead. So I apologize to the callers we didn't get to. Feel free to call in. Saturday, I want callers to call in.
Yeah.
12 noon. Set your alarm clock.
Right after Radio Shopping, which we are
It's
now
live.
announcing that Radio Shopping is going to be live going forward this weekend. And then starting the 29th, it will actually be going live permanently. That's where we are moving Radio Shopping to, so that we can get some great room to start expanding the weekend program.
Yeah, it's a great idea because the weekend's always bustling, and pay attention on the weekend. Come on down.
Las Mañanitas will kick it off in the morning, and that is a local show produced right here in studio, where they talk about the Hispanic community and how Elgin is growing in that direction and some of the services. They talked about how Elgin was just crowned, I think, safest city, or I've got to pull up the article.
Cool.
We've got it later. It's like safest city in Illinois and most affordable to move to, or something. They sent the article to me. I've got to pull it back up. I don't have it readily available. But we talked about that, or they talked about that. It's a fantastic show. Then they've got Radio Shopping. Radio Shopping will be going from 8 to noon. So I think this weekend, Radio Shopping is only going 9 to noon. That they're going. I think we're going to have a best of in between. But starting on the 29th will be 8 to noon as it goes from there. And then you'll follow up on that side. And then we've got a bunch of festivals that we're planning on getting out there and doing. So we may, I know you're followed up by Rich on Tech, right?
You know what? I drive home, and I had never, before I came to this station, because I transplanted from our sister station, WCGO. Before I came to this radio station, I had never heard Rich on Tech. So as I'm driving home, I'm listening to this station that I was just on. He is fantastic.
Right?
I am not a tech guy. I have to have my daughter. I can't remember the passwords. What's your get app? What's your Apple password?
That's the worst.
Can you send me my fingerprint?
Right. Yeah, it's a double verification.
Oh yeah,
insanity here.
that's
Hey,
true.
I seen in CIA movies with that fingerprint. They cut out your finger and they put. Hey, I don't want no fingerprints.
You see the warnings on phones where it's like this is not 100% secure, and you think of it like, yeah, exactly that, like cellophaning your finger or whatever.
Well, the face unlock, all you need is a picture.
Yeah,
Like I've even seen that in movies, and of course, if it makes it to movies, it's real, right? And that's the side you could just pick a pic. I've seen them where they take the phone and they'll hold it up against a like a family photo until one of the faces like turns it on. So I don't know if you can still do that, but no, I two-step verification, or I do the key code. But all call-ins and things like that, it's a great morning of interaction with radio. And I think that's where we've kind of lost the luster of radio, where it used to be that like call-ins and information and your entertainment, your interactive entertainment came from the radio, because television was too big to take callers unless it was a call-a-thon or whatever else. Radio was that interactive side. Then once chat rooms and all of the other things exploded on the internet, the interaction kind of moved, and radio kind of went more towards the television side of, well, why don't we just can everything? Well, I think us doing shows like Four Corners Radio and you kind of driving this, Bill, you've been doing radio for almost a decade now. And how do you see that difference between just kind of not necessarily pre-recorded or canned radio, but like non-interactive radio versus interactive radio? Do you see the differences in the two shows, and what are the benefits?
The pre-recorded, it's hard to get people's schedules. It's hard for people coming here on Saturday. Like we had the pre-recorded segment with Jimmy from Twins Euros in Howard Heights. Saturday's his busy day. He can't give up just to come here.
So you use a mix of live and pre-recorded.
So but they're small segments, 9-10 minutes. So I break them up into 9-10 minutes. We'll record 4 10-minute segments. I was at my podiatrist the other day, and I'm diabetic, and one of the four corners of conversation is diabetic health. 38 million Americans are diabetic. If you're not diabetic, I'm sure you have a friend or a family member that is. And diabetes is a devastating problem. Especially for the legs. My neighbor stubbed his toe. The wound wouldn't heal. It kept getting bad. He went to the wound clinic. By the time it was all said and done, they amputated below the knee. Within 2 years, he was dead. Another man I worked with was diabetic. He got diabetic ulcers, which is the bleeding, the very dry skin. It begins with calluses. He had to keep his feet up. This man was a police officer for 30 years. He was hit by cars. He was attacked. He survived all that, but the diabetes killed him. It ended up, he had a leg amputated, and within 2 years, he passed away.
Is it a fast slope?
Can I ask you, Bill, do you think a lot of it has to do with the work life, the life of kind of being always on the go, maybe not having the meals at the right time? Is that a big part of it?
Yes, when I was on midnights, if you didn't eat by midnight, you started at 11. If you didn't eat by midnight, everything was closed.
You're not eating anything.
7-Eleven with the potato chips, the gas stations, junk food, empty calories, and we ate that junk. But also, it's genetic. My cousin is not overweight. He's in good physical condition, but both his parents were diabetics. He's diabetic. So the whole thing is, for those of us that are diabetics, I'm trying to give my life experience, other people's experience. What may work for me may not work for you. I always check my blood sugar before and after meals, and I see which is okay, which is not. That's why I really like going to that Twins Euros, because last night, I went and had chicken Euros. They said extra meat, so they double it up. And I said, no, none of that honey mustard, no sauce. I had that double chicken Euros. Ran me $15.30. It's 2 sandwiches, okay? I didn't eat the pita, but I ate the lettuce, the tomatoes, the onions. that came
Gotta
with
get
it.
your veggies in.
Yeah, and my blood sugar after that was 112. I'm trying to keep it under 130. That's very important. If I keep it under 100, that's great.
And you got a good meal, and you were still able to come in, what, 15, 17 points under?
Yeah, my target, you got to talk to your doctor, but my target is to keep it under 130. Phenomenally, it would be better under 100. But
So you got to live, though, Bill.
yeah, we got to live.
You gotta live.
Well, I'm married.
What's 50? But that's the thing. What's 15 points between friends?
Yeah, but you know what?
Grilled onions.
Yeah, but those of us that are diabetics, it's important. And if you have family or friends that are diabetics, it's important for them not to only see their primary care physician. My guy wants to see me every 4 months because I'm diabetic.
Yeah.
But I also cross-reference with my podiatrist. I ask my podiatrist questions that I cross-reference with my primary care physician and vice versa. I have eye tests to make sure I have no diabetes behind the eyes because diabetic retinopathy, I believe it's pronounced, can cause blindness.
Did you catch your diabetes early, or did you start to feel a certain way and you're like, I got to go to the doctor, and then they
No, I
diagnosed you?
just went for a normal blood test, where they check all your blood. And I should have known something because it was a great day for me. You ever have a great day? I mean, everything's going fine. I'm going to tell you something. If you're having a great day, beware.
man.
There's dark clouds on the horizon.
I was having a great day yesterday too. And
Listen, it was a great
bad.
day. It was 12 or 13 years ago. I was meeting 2 policemen for dinner. I was on the job. I had just bought a new handgun that the range master recommended. It was a Springfield
day's too
45, and I'm not into automatics. I'm more of a revolver guy. And I still carry my revolver for work, but I bought this. They were fanatics about the Springfield. It's got extra safety grips on it. It's really a good gun if you're into guns. So I just bought it. I got a pretty good deal on it. I had to wait. Everybody, they got a 3-day waiting period. But it's stupid for police officers. I have 7 guns. Why do I got to wait
now?
3 days for another gun? But anyways, I had to wait 3 days, so I picked up my gun. I was meeting the range master for dinner, meeting 2 other guys. They're fanatics about this Springfield. Everything's going good, and then I see it's 6:30 at night. My phone goes off. I see my doc. I should not have answered that call. Now when the doctor calls me, I let it go to voicemail.
Yep.
So his first words not, hey, Bill, how you doing? This is the doc. No, his first words were, how would you like to be a diabetic?
Oh, geez.
And that's how he dropped.
That's not some very good phone side manner.
yeah.
No, he's a great doctor. But
Everybody is.
He's very curt and to the point.
There you go.
Yeah.
And this thing, with your doctor's visits, I made this point on Four Corners Radio. You only got even it may be a 20, 30-minute visit, you only got about 10 or 15 minutes with the doctor. You have to move very quickly. I go in with a list of questions. I have them pre-written out, and I ask them, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? And I need answers quickly. Here, for my doc, do I still have to take the thyroid meds? What are the rest of my test results? Because I had another blood test. Are you giving me the prostate cancer test? Now, the prostate cancer test is a PSA that people over 50 get. And if depending on where the numbers are, you might be developing prostate cancer. So I take albuterol. It's an inhaler. I needed a refill for that. I asked them about diabetic ulcers, diabetic retinopathy. So I have a little list, and I go right through it real quickly because if you waste that time, that doctor's gone. You ain't going to see for another 4 or 6 months.
Yeah, so you get all your questions in while you can.
Quickly, that's the key.
You were going to say, Ben?
Just so many people. It's a big thing about men's health and really health in general. When you get to the doctor, just being upfront and asking all these questions. A lot of people just don't. And your doctor's not going to find what's wrong with you unless you make them.
It's true. They don't know who you are for the
Right.
most part. They know a chart. They've got some paperwork on you, but that's like taking all of your paperwork in your glove box to your mechanic and saying my car has a funny sound.
Yeah.
and then just walking away.
You're talking about not having a primary care physician?
Yeah, I'm talking about if you don't have somebody that you know and talk to, or aren't talking to somebody, and somebody that you trust as well. If anybody out there has any advice, or if there was a question, maybe there was something that you were like, man, I am so glad I told my doctor about that. That took me on a whole nother route, and if I hadn't asked that one question, I probably wouldn't be around today.
Yeah.
Do you have that question? Hop into the chat, the YouTube chat. We are live. WRMN Radio, so youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. You can always give us a call, 847-931-1410. Or if you want to, hop in on the message line. Shoot over a message. That is 505-926-1410. If you want to call the message line, that will convert over to text as well. 505-926-1410. We'll be right back with more Out to Lunch after these.
We ask seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 800-699-9043.
Garibaldi's Italian Eatery offers Italian dishes, subs, kids menus, and their delicious pizza. The foundation of a great pizza starts with the crust. Garibaldi's crust is crunchy at the bottom, airy in the middle, and perfect every time. The finest ingredients are used to give their pizza this exquisite crust and wonderful taste. Dine at either of the Garibaldi's 2 locations in Hoffman Estates and Arlington Heights. Free party rooms are available too. Visit Garibaldis.com today. A dream that's been cooking for years, Maria's Little Italy in Sycamore is waiting for you to come and enjoy authentic recipes handed down for generations. Stop in and enjoy bruschetta, handmade focaccia bread, pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and more. Dine in, take out, delivery, or catering is all available. Go to mariaslittleitaly.com and see what you've been missing. From their family to yours, welcome to Maria's Little Italy, where food brings families together.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. No matter the time of the day, WRMN 1410 AM is your platform to voice your views, share your stories, and connect with the Valley like never before. We're more than just radio. We're a community conversation that's always live, always local, and always looking for your input. Want to chime in on the drive time deal with Matt McNeil? Got a hot tip for first shift with Marky B? Or maybe you've got a question for a one-on-one with Leah. Now's the time to make your voice heard by calling Studio 14 at 847-931-1410. That's 847-931-1410. You can join in the dialogue from wherever you are by commenting on our YouTube live streams at WRMN Radio. Hit the subscribe button to get notified when we go live and bring your comments to the table. It's easy, it's fun, and hey, it's what neighbors do. We talk, we listen, we engage. You're not just the audience, you're part of the show. Call in, comment, and let's make radio interactive. WRMN 1410 AM, where your words are part of our wavelength.
From morning coffee to your evening commute, WRMN 1410 AM is here for you, the faithful friend that brings you local news, timely topics, and the friendliest voices in the Valley. Stay informed, entertained, and engaged with our full lineup of shows, streaming all day, every day at WRMN1410.com or on the WRMN app. Wherever you are, we're right there with you. So why switch stations? Stick with the one that has it all. WRMN 1410 AM, your daily companion, your constant conversation.
Come see the only train-themed restaurant where all the seating is on the tracks. Two Toots Train Whistle Grill on Main Street in both Bartlett and Glen Ellen is always fun and always fresh. Two Toots Train Whistle Grill serves 100% grass-fed beef hot dogs and burgers. There's also chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, and more, all loaded up on 2 Lionel O scale trains and delivered directly to your seat. No one sits away from the fun, regardless of age. When a train arrives delivering your food, you'll smile ear to ear. Visit twotoots.com.
Welcome back to Out to Lunch, WRMN. That's WRMN 1410. Your favorite flavor of of 1410 is WRMN. If you see another 1410 out there and it's not WRMN, sorry, it's not top quality 1410. If you want prime 1410 megahertz, that's what you're going to get right there. Nope, sorry, buddy. Let me turn you on.
Otherwise, it's just not us.
It's not.
I mean, I'm not going to say we're the best, but I mean, we're us.
It's not. It's not you. It's not you.
Hey, talking about numbers, I got a friend. I got a friend that's a sadistic lotto player.
Oh, he loves numbers then.
And numbers are all over the place. So we're driving along, he sees a car license plate number. Look at this, 8890. It was with those 4 digits. Some people get 4, 3 digits.
I can't do it. My autism won't stop me from seeing patterns, man. I see them everywhere. I'm like Rain Man over here.
I wish I could stop the clock sometimes because of all the dumb numerology that, as soon as you know, I hate to start, but as soon as you know a little numerology, you're just like, okay.
Beautiful Mind.
Yeah, exactly. Watch Beautiful Mind, then your life's ruined.
We've got a caller already. Thank you, caller, for coming in. What would you like to talk about?
Is this Tradio?
I can take your Tradio. What would you like to trade with us?
I'm advertising a garage sale today and tomorrow, 8 to 4, and Saturday, 8 to 12, 1630 Hartley Drive, Algonquin, Illinois. We have something for everyone: electronics, adult and children's clothing, toys, jewelry, home decorations, and much, much more. Make us an offer. Also, there is ice-cold lemonade and water. Hope to see you. 1630 Hartley Drive, Algonquin, Illinois.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Cool. Yeah, go ahead.
You have an electronics. Do you have an old VHS player?
No, sorry.
I have a lot of VHS tapes. I want to get cracking on them. I got to find another VHS.
Good on the
that was such a good read.
Yeah, can we hire you? Man, that was.
Are you looking for
awesome
work? Are you looking to be on the air? That was a fantastic read. Can you give it to us one more time in case anybody missed it?
The address?
No, the whole thing. The whole thing. One more time, just in case we missed it.
I'm advertising a garage sale today and tomorrow, 8 to 4, and Saturday, 8 to 12. 1630 Hartley Drive, Algonquin, Illinois. We have something for everyone: electronics, adult and children's clothing, toys, jewelry, home decorations, and much, much more. Make us an offer. Also, there is ice-cold lemonade and water. Hope to see you. 1630 Hartley Drive, Algonquin, Illinois.
Awesome. Yes.
Good job.
Great job. Happy summer. And this is the time to enjoy garage sales and just getting out in the neighborhood. If you're, looking for whatever old electronics or anything, and even if you're not, just go by and say hey and see what's going on.
Thank you for calling in. I just want to verify it one more time. You got 8 to 4 today, and then what do you have for tomorrow?
8 to 4, and then Saturday is 8 to 12.
To 4 again, and then you got an 8 to 12.
All right.
And that is in Algonquin there. And give us that the street name one more time. It's 1630
Hartley Drive.
Hartley Drive. Well, we'll send some people out there, and I'll tell you what, I'll actually grab that audio and we'll throw it into the rotation, and we'll actually play your voice a couple times on the radio today, if that's okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you.
Thank you for calling in, and thanks for listening. Good luck on your garage sale.
Thank you.
A lot of these towns this weekend I've been driving through are having town-wide garage sales. They're annual, that these towns allow them to have garage sales during the weekend. I've seen signs.
Yeah.
I can't remember what towns they were because I put on a lot of miles on my car. Just like when I was a policeman, I put on 120, 150 miles a night on the squad. I mean, I wasn't in a 3-block by 12-block square.
You weren't flat-footing it out there.
No, you know what? I remember one night I started out, and I was at the Cook County Sheriff's Police. I started out in Palatine Township, and it was a Friday night, and it got busy. So then the cars went down to Russ in Main Township. So they said go down to Main Township, which is the Des Plaines, Niles area. In the unincorporated area alone in that township, we have 58,000 residents, not including the businesses. Gulf Road, there were so many accidents on Gulf Road. It's how many I handle is unbelievable. And then by the end of the evening, and this was back in the early 90s, by the end of the evening, I was at Maywood Park Racetrack for a huge fight in on North Avenue and First Avenue. It's not there no more.
Okay.
But, yeah, they've torn it down. I don't know what's there now. But huge fight. I mean, there had to be 150 people involved in this thing, and I couldn't even figure out what happened. You know, so as the night goes on, and by the end of the evening, I think I was down in Stickney. So next thing, sun comes up, I'm trying to head back north, go home. But I put a lot of miles in their squad car as a policeman. Now you got some policemen that are working just the town. You know, maybe it's a couple of square miles, and they're there their whole career, you know.
You know, when I drove cab, and Ben did deliveries as well, and for me, I couldn't imagine. I was putting, oh my gosh, $90 a night into an old Grand Vic because they gave me an old squad car, a big old junky, bouncy car to drive around. But I was the only one that could pick up anybody that was going to the hospital because everybody else had all these little mini cars and nobody could get in and out of the back seats of anything. So I had to drive the boat around. But I absolutely understand where all of a sudden you realize, like, whoa, I've been driving way too long. Where am I? I hope I'm still in the Midwest.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't hit a lake yet, so
Illinois is one of those things, with those weird, there's no landmarker besides when you're in Chicago, it helps with the lake and the city there. But yeah, when you're outside, it's kind of, especially when there's no sun or anything. Just like, what?
You know, now people have GPS to find locations, but back in the day when I was a policeman, I used maps. And sometimes, you know, you're going into one town or another, the numbers change. You could be on 900 Irving Park Road in one town, and across the street's another town. Now it starts at 2700.
Gotcha.
Or, you know, the numbers change. It's not like the city of Chicago where it's numerical, north, south, east, west. But it was very different. And sometimes they give me firebox numbers. Go to 12 and 45 Shoe Factory Road. Holy Toledo. Try finding that on a map.
Yeah, a pizza guy or whatever else around here. Dutchman's Wood Shack comes in. Afternoon, everyone. Everyone have a great Thursday. Hey, have a great Thursday to you too, Dutchman. He has a fantastic YouTube channel as well, the Dutchman's Wood Shack. Very hands-on type of content over there. Also, I believe he told me yesterday he's also a first responder. I believe he's a firefighter.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I'll have to verify that, but I think the Dutchman was the first
volunteer.
Very cool.
I think I'd have to look. We'll have to ask him. But hey, were you a volunteer? So that's the beauty of having.
You know, volunteers are very dedicated. They don't get paid.
Yeah.
Or some get paid on call. That alarm goes off in some of these little towns. They rush to the fire station, drop what they're doing.
That's where Dean was.
That's a goal of mine.
To be a volunteer firefighter?
Yeah. If I was financially secure to do that, that would be something that I'm working towards.
We can bring the chief. We can bring the fire chief back.
I always thought, like, if there was a service, first responder service to go into, I would definitely have gone.
Well, he said there's a pipeline. There's a pipeline for it. So you can start like training now, and then the next time the round of hires come in.
Yeah.
So,
in fact, we did a spot about that. I believe McHenry County or something was looking for trainees, and there's actually a really, really good fire science class at Harper that I know people who went through right out of high school and have been awesome first responders ever since. And if you know Nickel Knoll where the famous Peyton's Hill is, where Walter Payton used to run up and down to work out. There's a fire training area. It's like a fake building that they'll do exercises on. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunities to do that. And yeah, being on the volunteer side, as you said, that's super commendable. And it's something people need.
If anybody's looking to go in these fields, there's a website that all these towns put on for police and fire. It's called theblueline.com. They full-time, part-time police, fire, paramedics. So you look each
The Blue Line?
Theblueline.com, not just Blue Line. Theblueline.com. Go on there, see what openings there are. They'll tell you how much the starting pay is. They'll tell you what the dates are for the applications. I was just on there the other day. St. Charles is hiring, and I'm not looking.
Yeah, you're just interested in it.
Yeah. My police and fire days are over.
Well, the old guard has to watch over the new guard. You know, you still have to go in, and even though you're not active in the fraternity, you are still part of it, right? You're still in that fraternal order as it moves through. So,
hang on. I'm getting some emergency texts.
Oh, he's getting texts already.
What
He's there. Well, while he's getting those emergency texts.
Hold it. Hold it.
Hold it. What we got? Hold the presses.
It looks like Donald Sutherland has just died.
No.
He was 88 years old. He's the veteran actor that was in films like MASH, Clute, and The Hunger Games.
Yep, yeah. Also Walking Dead.
88. He's the father of Kiefer Sutherland, another great actor. But I'm getting, hey, people text me. You know, I hear an impairment, so 99% of my communications are texts or emails. So I get all this stuff all day long, not only arts and entertainment like this, but legal questions, what else? Food, entertainment. So I don't mind it. Yeah, send it to me. It keeps the info going, the info hotline.
Yeah. Well, and you're part of that that technological side of communication too. You keep up pretty well with at least the lines of communications that are viable. Like there are some lines of communication that you're just like, that's dumb. I'm not going to use that medium.
I suffered a hearing loss, so it's very hard for me to talk on the phone. And my cousin knows, you know, and sometimes I have hearing aids, but sometimes I get feedback. He'll call me on the phone. I go, hey, man, just text me what you want to tell me. I can't understand what you're talking about.
So you're hearing impaired and he has dementia, is what you're telling me.
I don't know what he's got. But whatever he's got, he's more successful than I do because he pays a lot more in income taxes.
Kiefer Sutherland dies. Revered.
No,
actor.
not Kiefer.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Donald Sutherland. Sorry.
88 years old.
No, I don't want to say Kiefer.
Income is see.
That's it.
The name Kiefer always got me. That's kind of a cool name.
It seems like a stage name.
Yeah, it's like
I think that's his real name.
Is it a hippie name?
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
Kiefer sounds like a Growing Pains character.
Yeah, for real.
But you know what? Some stage names are, much better than the easy flow. Like John Wayne is not really John Wayne.
That's true.
Michael Marianne Morrison. Could you imagine that on a marquee? Michael Marianne Morrison in True Grit.
Who's Marianne in True Grit? Donald Sutherland, the beloved actor who starred in scores of films, The Dirty Dozen, MASH, Clute, The Animal House, and Ordinary People, to Pride and Prejudice and the Hunger Games franchise, and won an Emmy for Citizen X, died Thursday in Miami after a long illness. He was 88.
Hey, how'd you get that info?
You did. You just gave it to me. That's probably why my phone was blowing up. I haven't looked at it yet. But yeah, Dirty Dozen.
That made him. That film made him.
That's what I think. It was the World War II movie, and he played Vernon Pinkley, opposite of Lee Marvin, Ernest Borgnine. Borgnine, like a Borg, like
Seven Seals, right?
Charles Bronson, George Kennedy, Telly Savalas?
Telly Savalas, Kojak, man. Where you been?
Okay. Hey.
Lollipop Man.
I don't have to read it. I can tell you from memory.
Sorry, I don't know too many actors born in 1935.
Richard Jekyll, Robert Webber. Wait, I'll mention it from my memory.
What was the catchphrase from Kojak?
From Kojak?
Yeah, what was that again? Didn't he say
Who
something?
loves you, baby?
Oh, yeah. Who loves you, baby?
Any other arts and
That's a
entertainment
good
questions,
one.
please call them in.
His next big role was Captain Benjamin Franklin Hawkeye Pierce in Robert Altman's 1970s Korean War comedy MASH. The alternatively harrowing and hilarious film earned 5 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, winning for Ring Lardner Jr.'s biting screenplay, fueled the 1972 to 83 CBS series in which Alda played Hawkeye.
Alan Alda.
This is
He's the son of an actor. His father was Robert Alda.
got it.
But Alan really skyrocketed with that TV series. And eventually, as the series went on, he became a producer of it. So he focused on more getting away from comedy. And you'll see some of the later episodes are a lot more dramatic.
What about Kelly's Heroes?
Great movie. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. He
Great
says
movie.
he plays Sergeant Oddball.
Okay. You don't even, I'll do this from memory.
Do it. Let's go.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Telly Savalas.
Yep.
Don Rickles.
Yes.
Donald Sutherland as Oddball.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This movie is a comedy/drama World War II flick, and it's based on a rumor that in World War II, American GIs stole Nazi gold. And the premise of this movie is that they find out this Nazi gold is being held behind enemy lines in a bank, and they go to rob the bank. But they have to fight 30 miles of enemy, the Germans, to get there. There's always been that rumor that American GIs stole Nazi gold, and I don't condemn thievery, but if they did, God bless them. It's
war.
Because they were fighting for their lives out there. you know?
Yeah, that's true.
It's one of those things where it's like, where did the Nazis procure the gold from? But yeah, that's another debate. But
these were gold bars that the Nazis were hoarding, and they tried to take the world economy down by hoarding all the gold, because back then money was based on the gold standard, how much a country had per their gold.
Right.
Nixon in 74, 72 took us off the gold standard, so our dollar did not have to correlate how much money we had, how much gold we had in Fort Knox.
Exactly.
Then we got Reagan.
Yeah, and then you can make it digital dollars at that point. And then
They just keep printing. The federal government, they need more money.
then
They
you
just
can vote for dollars. Oh, I'm so close to ring. I don't want to ring that up. Sutherland continued to make films throughout the 1980s and had a key role in Ron Howard's 1991 firefighter drama Backdraft, playing an imprisoned pyromaniac who helps investigators by saying the arsonist they are hunting must be a firefighter. Also, spoiler, 1991. Sutherland won a Golden Globe for the television movie Path to War, an Emmy Award and Golden Globe for his performance in the miniseries Citizen X. His extensive television credits also include The Underdog, Trust, Dirty Sexy Money, and The Pillars of Earth, along with many others. Sutherland is survived by his wife, Francine, sons Rogue, Rosif, August, and Kiefer. You thought Kiefer was the weirdest name.
Right.
And daughter, Rochelle, and 4 grandchildren. A private celebration of life will be held by the family.
That's not the weirdest name I ever heard.
Kiefer?
Yeah, the weirdest name I ever heard was Frank Zappa named his daughter Moon Unit.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that one.
Moon Unit.
I was in...
Let me name my daughter Mars Lander.
Well, so on that same thing...
Women don't like so many units when you talk about, like, the weight or, height or whatever, how much money.
I went to submarine school with a guy named Star Cruiser. His last name was Star Cruiser.
But what? Oh, was he an American Indian?
And nope, his first name was Mercury. His name was Mercury Star Cruiser.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Did he change it to
his
that?
dad had changed his name to Star Cruiser and then proceeded to then name his children, of course, also weird things.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had an American Indian and then the name Star something, and I can't remember the whole thing because it's been a long time.
Yeah.
But Red Cloud, they have unique names like that. But that's a given name through the centuries. It's not where they just hey, we'll just name a moon unit.
Well, the good thing about America is that you can legally change your name to whatever you want. There's enough Smiths out there. Do you think they were always named Smith? I mean, throughout history, people change their name quite a bit. It's one of those things.
People don't change their names, but are known by stage names.
Sure,
Dean Martin never legally changed his name I can't remember what his real name was.
But he kept Dean Martin.
But when he used to register hotels, nobody knew it was him.
Martin Shkreli.
Because all
Dean
his
Martin Shkreli.
IDs and credit cards were not the Dean Martin. Only his regular people that knew him knew that was him. So he'd be able to stay in anonymity.
There you go. I've got a few things that are starting. First thing, June 25th. I want to get the one of them out, the short one. McDonald's and U.S. locations will offer a limited time $5 meal deal. They're going back to the $5 meal to combat inflation. The deal consists of a McDouble cheeseburger or McChicken sandwich, small fries, 4-piece nugget, and a small drink. McDonald's President Joe Erlinger states the offer addresses customers' desire for increased value. What do you guys think? We talked about how people are going generic and thing. Are we trying to get the $5 meal back? It's changed. It's changed since it came around. But
is it a straight double cheeseburger or a single cheeseburger?
This is a McDouble. It isn't even a double cheese.
Yeah.
This is a McDouble.
And there is a difference.
Yeah, slight difference, but they're trying to get as much as they can.
Slice of cheese and a little more onions usually on the dub, but it seems like that's something that Wendy's did last year, 2 years ago for the $5 bag, and now it's like they're raising the prices on what you get. But it's a bit much to say that they're fighting against inflation.
So this is the discussion.
Good on them.
This is what I want to bring up is, should they be nationwide hard prices like this, like a $5 meal? Because a $5 meal here in maybe or down in the city, right?
Right, yeah.
A $5 meal down in the city may be a good deal down there, but a $5 meal out in Iowa somewhere at the only McDonald's that's around, and go, oh, well, come on, man. All of these things, if I bought them separately, would got me $3.50.
You know what? We talked about this yesterday. The economy is very tight right now. Prices have skyrocketed. I filled up with gas yesterday. I paid $4.26 a gallon at a Shell station. Okay.
My goodness.
Yes, but
did they hand deliver that gas to you?
No, I was running out of gas leaving here. The collision on I-90 had to make me conserve gas. I was coasting. I was down to one bar, and I never go down that low. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But I had to get off on exit, find a gas station, and I loaded. I didn't care if it was $50 again. I needed it. I've never been that low. I always try to keep my gas tank no less than half full.
Okay.
Because as a policeman, I went to a lot of collisions, and some cars caught fire. And the theory was that these gas tanks that explode the fumes are exploding. If you got a full gas tank and it's punctured, it's just going to leak fuel. But if you got a gas tank that's very low in gas but a lot of fumes and it gets punctured, it could result in explosion. And I've seen, and I told people this for many years, cars don't blow up. I just saw a YouTube video the other day, people trying to rescue a guy out of a car that had hit the guardrail. Yeah. And the car was in flames.
Oh, sure.
And another thing I learned on these highways, I used to handle a lot of car fires that people just got off the highway. And one of the mechanics told me what had happened is this lady had some leak in oil. The engine's hot. Something got underneath her car, paper or plastic, and the heat ignited it. And when she got out, she was, where were we, on off of 294 and like Willow Road. And the car was engulfed. I got her out of the car real quickly. I towed the car. And I talked to the mechanic the next day, and he says, yeah, some, I can't remember if it was newspaper or plastic got underneath the engine, and it just ignited, and all that loose oil.
That's all it takes.
It's all it takes.
Yeah, you just need, I mean, just like the movie Backdraft, that spark.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need. And the other reason I like to keep at least a quarter of a tank, now I'm not the best at it, but the Navy, they told me to keep at least that much in there in case you were being followed or in case there's anything that's there. If I don't have any gas in there, I can't drive to the police station if someone's following me. I can't get out of the way of a road rager. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm worried about my gas and how do I get out of this guy's way or this guy's chasing me, I got to have enough gas to safely get out of whatever situation that I'm in. So I try not to get there below the quarter. But the other way to do it too is you actually have better gas mileage if you don't burn it all the way down to empty.
I believe you.
Yeah. I'll find some studies on that one. But we've only got a few more minutes here. Why don't you tell everybody and close out the hour a little bit more about Four Corners? We got about 2 minutes to go down. What was kind of the inspiration and why you put on Four Corners?
Okay, for 8 years in WCGO, and a lot of the WCGO Legal Eagles are archived. They can listen to. We talked about legal issues, everything from DUIs to domestic violence. I've had attorneys on the shows discussing these issues. But sometimes I'd be getting calls from other broadcasters. They knew I was a big movie film aficionado, a movie poster collector, and they'd be asking me questions, arts and entertainment questions. I went on other shows. I talked about food. You know, I grew up in the food industry prior to joining the Navy. So I decided just to, instead of having a single focus topic, I would have a four-corner topic, and that's legal and crime issues, of course, food and restaurants, arts and entertainment, and diabetic health. And I think it's important, some important information we try to get out. My motto is know the facts. And sometimes knowing to ask your physician or somebody a good question can get you the facts rather than me giving you an answer. I may give you a question to ask. And that's what I'm trying to raise awareness, especially for diabetes, the food we intake. You know, everybody has a vice. I have a lot of friends that like to gamble, like I mentioned, the lotto, those video pokers. That doesn't do nothing for me. But you put a Chinese dinner in front of me, some chop suey, not only will it be great, but my blood glucose is going to skyrocket.
Go to that buffet.
Yeah, MSG. That's main ingredient. A lot of fast food.
That's all flavor. That's flavor sprinkles.
Salty.
So Saturdays, 12 noon to 1 p.m. This Saturday, I'll be live. Call in with any question you got. I'll try to find you the answer.
Absolutely. You're listening to Out to Lunch, WRMN. My friends and I will be back for the next hour. Hey, listen to the news. We'll be back after that. Promise.
Be sure to catch the first shift weekday mornings from 6 to 10 a.m. for important information like fire tips from Elgin Fire Chief Rob Sagan.
The thing in the winter that we're more concerned with is carbon monoxide, because that we don't get in the summer. That carbon monoxide issues occur because of heating equipment. Anything that burns natural gas, if it is faulty, can generate high levels of carbon monoxide, which in time can be fatal. So I can't emphasize enough the importance of having carbon monoxide detectors in your home. Every single year you will see somewhere in the country, and usually we'll get one or two in the Chicagoland area, where you'll see multiple fatalities in one home. You can't smell carbon monoxide, you can't taste carbon monoxide, you have no idea it's happening. And so it's critically important that you have the right detectors in your home.
It's the first shift weekday mornings at 6 a.m. with me, Marky B, right here on WRMN.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 1 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by Linzess. Attention drivers and festival goers in preparation for the upcoming Michelada Festival. This Sunday, Grove Avenue between Prairie Street and Lake Street in Elgin will be completely closed to all traffic from 7 a.m. until midnight. Find out more on the City of Elgin website. On June 16th on Villa Street, authorities were summoned following reports of gunfire. Upon arrival, police found an injured adult male who was taken to a hospital and subsequently revealed a confrontation between the injured man and a 16-year-old. 2 days later, the teen was arrested without resistance. The teen suspect facing charges of unlawful firearm possession and aggravated unlawful use of a weapon. On June 25th at 7 p.m., residents in Naperville have the chance to meet with State Senator Laura Ellman at the Naperville Municipal Center to discuss the outcomes of the recent spring legislative session. It's running from 7 to 8 p.m. in Room A. With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan.
This is Mike Golick Sr. Hulu is coming in hot this month with new shows, new movies, and all new seasons of your faves. Don't miss FX's Clipped, the story of an NBA team's racial reckoning starring Lawrence Fishburne. Stream a new season of Shoresy, the underdog hockey comedy that might just knock your teeth out. Then catch the high-speed drama Ferrari starring Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz. Kick your streaming into high gear this month with so much new stuff to watch on Hulu.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
It's always exciting to hear Elgin business owners like Tanner Melvin of Side Street Studios share positivity about the local community.
Elgin is on its way, and it has been, and sometimes, we got set back, the pandemic, and it's been rough. Everyone has felt it in so many different ways. What we're trying to do is a lot of hand-holding and shoulder rubbing and being like, it's okay. Mm-hmm. We're trying to get this town a lot more money. We're very lucky to live in this community right now. There's nothing like this around here.
Feel the positive power of the first shift with me, Marky B, weekday mornings on WRMN.
Attention all Schaumburg Boomers fans. On June 23rd at 1 p.m., it's a Bluey and Bingo meet and greet. Brought to you by the Knights of Columbus. Meet Bluey and Bingo. June 23rd at 1 p.m. June 28th at 6:30 p.m. is 90s Night. The first 1,500 fans will receive Zubaz-styled pajama pants. On June 29th at 6:30 p.m. versus the Joliet Slammers, the first 1,500 fans will receive a Boomers t-shirt thanks to Blink Tees and iSolved.
It's easier than you think for pests to threaten your family's health. Ticks, which spread dangerous diseases, hide in tall grasses and even on your pets. Rodents easily invade your home, contaminate food, and can carry more than 35 diseases. Mosquitoes, which breed in standing water, transmit many diseases. Get the facts you need to protect your family at pestworld.org. It's that easy. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Progressive presents the Sports Flash on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
There's a swing and a fly ball deep right center field off the bat of Swanson. That ball is gone. Back to back. It landed in the basket in deep right center. Dansby Swanson with a home run. Cubs lead 2-0.
Cubs radio 6-5 the win over the Giants on Wednesday. Kyle Hendricks got his first win of the season. He's 1-4. He struck out 8 over 5 2/3 and allowed just a pair of hits. Ian Happ and Dansby Swanson hit back-to-back homers. The Cubs led at 6-1 heading into the 8th. Jorge Soler pulled San Francisco within a run, hitting a grand slam. The Astros beat the White Sox 4-1 in Chicago. Garrett Crochet suffered the loss. He drops to 6-6. Andrew Benintendi hit a solo homer in the 4th for the Sox. Bundle auto and home, renters or condo, and save with Progressive. I'm Chuck Sanders on News Talk Radio 1410 WRMN.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good
Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paper.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity.
Numerical, 45.
Oh yeah, Jack fantastic. Type.
I didn't know that.
I'll have to verify that, but I think the Dutchman was the first.
Very dedicated.
That's where Dean
service counters responders every area, as you said.
In these fields, there's a website.
Bins
come in.
Yeah.
So read the fire chief.
That's 800-760-1845.
Welcome back to Out to Lunch. Out to Lunch is exclusively on WRMN. The tastiest of all the 1410s in the world. 1410 AM, that's right, that's a radio station. Oh, you didn't know you were watching a radio station? You on the YouTube side? Yeah. Oh, you didn't know on the radio side that you can watch the radio station? All kinds of mind-boggling openness going on today. I've got two of my fantastic friends coming in today. First off, regular appearance of Ben Demoni and Boquist, as always. Welcome. And then, of course, I've got host and radio expert. That would be William Pellerinos over here. You're a radio expert, sir. I don't know if you know this or not. But
I don't know, just being 8 or 9 years in the radio, I don't know. I would not call myself an expert.
You do it long enough, man, and you at least know which end of the microphone to speak into. So I'll give you that one. You're a leg up on some people.
I am a host of the show Four Corners Radio, Saturdays, live, 12 noon to 1 p.m. here. If you were listening to our previous hour, we had breaking news. Breaking news that Donald Sutherland has passed away at the age of 88, a very good actor. It's made a lot of my favorite films. I try to put out arts and entertainment information, as well as food and restaurants, diabetic health, and, of course, legal issues, especially DUIs. I am the author of DUIs Decoded, which is on Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. And between the last show and this show, I get text messages with questions. And one of my loyal followers who's listening to us wrote, one of your shows should be on how to dress in court. This is very important.
Yeah.
Let me, from 27 and a half years of courtroom experience. Oh, more than that, because I've been going as an expert witness, but from over 3 decades of courtroom experience.
So if I could guess, you recommend the white neck brace instead of the gray one when you dress for court?
No, I recommend the puffy shirt from Seinfeld.
No, go ahead, sorry.
No, always dress business attire. You don't have to wear a tie, but be in business attire. I've seen people come to court in torn jeans. I've seen people come to court in construction worker. And I asked the guy, and he was a client of a lawyer that it was a DUI case, and I was brought in as an expert witness. I go, you should not be coming to court like this. Yeah. He goes, well, I just came from work. I go, okay, carry a pressed suit in the car, go to the bathroom for 5 minutes. I've seen people change in the bathrooms of the courthouse.
Yeah.
Put on something decent.
And then go right back into whatever you just walked in here.
He goes, oh, if I wear a suit, would the judge acquit me? I go, no, but if you come looking like a bum, it'll put a psychological, at least my opinion. Hey.
Yeah, this guy's trying.
Yeah. Sure. If you come looking like a bum, I've seen people, I was 88, it was a real hot day like it was the other day. Woman comes in really short shorts and a halter top. The judge kicked her out.
Yeah.
She goes, this is inappropriately dressed for court. And it was just a traffic ticket. She kicked her out, come back next month. It's important when you go in front of the bench to be dressed appropriately. Business attire, if you want to wear a tie, that's fine. It ain't going to help your case, but if you come looking like a bum, I think it'll hurt your case.
Well, like most things in life, if you show up with some energy, they will match and respect that energy.
Class.
Exactly. Show up with respect of what you are doing. Like if you are going to work, you show up to work with respect. You don't show up with sandals and whatever else, or maybe if that's your job, sure. But when it's appropriate, you show the appropriate respect for what's going on. Court is exactly the same way.
Can I ask this, Bill? If in the instance of the case of the guy who didn't have time because he's coming right from work, didn't think about to bring an extra suit, does it help to acknowledge and say, listen, I don't have, I came right from work. Does that help, or does it sound like you're just like, is it just an excuse?
We were talking about this yesterday. You have the right to remain silent. When you're in court,
oh yeah, 100%.
My friend,
There's so much.
The best
you must
suggestion,
remain silent. Yeah.
The best suggestion I can give you is do not open your mouth. You're paying a lawyer to be in court. Let him talk.
Let him explain that
Now,
you just got off from work and that's why you did.
You can't tell me that he didn't have 5 minutes to go to the washroom and change.
He had 5 minutes to give you that excuse.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't thinking. So whenever I meet with a client, if it's a defense case, if it's for the prosecution, I very rarely talk to these people. The prosecution brings on their case. They may bring me as an expert. But when I'm with the defense, I tell these guys, hey, do not insult the court. Come in dressed appropriately. If you're leaving work, that's fine. But come in where you can put on a jacket over it and change in the washroom, and that's the smartest thing to do. Everybody's got 5 minutes. I'm sorry, you have 5 minutes.
You have 5 minutes to comb your hair and change out and everything like that. Not 5 minutes to come up with an excuse.
You're facing 365 days in jail. Isn't 5 minutes? Isn't 5 minutes worth it to fight this misdemeanor?
Oh, that's true. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about movies. Of course, we're talking about For Profit in theaters on Friday. Yay! Yeah. Tickets on sale now, forprofitfilm.com. But I want to talk a little Indiana Jones as well. I haven't seen the newest one, but there is a new video game that's coming out. I think the new movie. So we'll see. Puzzles. Somebody also asked me some questions about the Ark. I can't remember who it was. Somebody was asking me about the Ark of the Covenant.
We were just talking about that.
That's the first one.
Yeah, somebody was asking me about like the Ark of the Covenant itself. So
I was just watching an interesting history channel about that.
More to come.
You never know what or who you'll hear from on the first shift with me, Marky B. Like Tim Skoning, a WRMN news reporter back in the 1960s.
The jingles you all played, they were purchased by Dick Sutter. He was at some radio convention. He came back with this reel. I remember them playing that in the studio. We were so excited. We thought we were network now. And it's the same jingles today. That's great. Every time I hear them, I get excited about it. I'm sure. It's a lot of fun.
Fun times on the first shift, right here on WRMN, AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Twin Zeros, located at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, serves traditional gyros as well as its award-winning chicken gyros on a pita. Twin Zeros has a diverse menu that includes barbecue ribs, chicken dinners, Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, cheeseburgers, and Vienna beef hot dogs that have recently been inducted into the Vienna Beef Hot Dog Hall of Fame. Check out the full menu at twinzeros.com. That's Twin Zeros at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, Illinois. Twin Zeros at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, Illinois. Check out the full menu at twinzeros.com. Twin Zeros Restaurant in Harwood Heights not only serves traditional gyros, but also has chicken gyro sandwiches.
Twin Zeros also serves a variety of sandwiches ranging from cheeseburgers and Vienna beef hot dogs that have recently been inducted into the Vienna Beef Hot Dog Hall of Fame, Italian beef, Italian sausage, and combo sandwiches. To ethnic favorites such as Slovaki and Grecian chicken. Slovaki is shish kebabs, specifically chicken or pork shish kebabs, grilled to perfection, served on a warm pita with tomatoes, onions, and our homemade tzatziki sauce. You can also enjoy barbecue ribs served every day. Twins is open 7 days a week and also delivers locally. Located at 4870 North Harlem Avenue in Harwood Heights, check out the full menu at twinzeros.com. That's twinzeros.com.
For an absolutely amazing meal and attentive, smiling staff, try Red Ox Restaurant and Bar in Hampshire. They have a delicious Friday night fish fry. There's so many great dishes on the menu that'll keep you returning. Try their savory French onion soup. Then for your main course, choose from a wide variety of steaks and chops, fried chicken, shrimp, or juicy prime rib, done just the way you like it. Red Ox also has daily specials and a full bar for you and your friends. Visit redoxhampshire.com today.
When you need your banker, they should be ready to put you first. At Wintrust, you can have the banking experience you need and the one you deserve. Ready for a change? We've made it even easier. Our new sophisticated online platform makes opening accounts a breeze, but our bankers are always here for you. Open a new Total Access checking account in minutes at wintrust.com/fast. Plus, get $300.
$100 required to open. Requirements to qualify. Must use link to apply.
Member FDIC.
Listen up. Four Corners Radio is the new addition to WRMN's exciting lineup of highly informative talk radio programs. The show is hosted by William Pellerinos, a nationally recognized DUI expert witness and author of the book DUIs Decoded. The discussions on this program will focus on legal issues, food and restaurants, arts and entertainment, and diabetic health information. William Pellerinos brings on a variety of guests that include restaurant chefs, health experts, authors, attorneys, police officers, nurses, and local artists. Listen to Four Corners Radio every Saturday at noon, beginning on Saturday, May 25th, on WRMN. Find out more info on Twitter at Police Project 1 and on Facebook at Pellerinos Police Project. That's PELARENOS Police Project. Welcome back to Out to Lunch, WRMN. WRMN 1410 AM on the dials there. The Dutchman's Wood Shack comes in on the YouTube side, youtube.com/@WRMN Radio. In the business world, all has changed. Today's generation loves them collared shirts. My wife worked 40 years for Sears, and that dress code kept getting looser. The Dutchman's Wood Shack was into forestry. The forestry firefighter, I believe. He also says, my YouTube channel is the Dutchman's Wood Shack. Check me out. Let me know what you think. Great YouTube channel right there, the Dutchman's Wood Shack. As you go, he's looking at starting a podcast as well. Check it out. If you're looking for a podcast, reach out to us. We do podcasts, we do VODs, we do blogcasts, whatever you want to call audio and video going out into the world, we do it. Ben and I have been doing it for goodness, thousands and thousands of hours. What are we sitting at now, Ben? Together combined, with our hours combined, we touch almost 40,000. I would say 35, high 30,000s is where we're sitting combined together of how many hours of just programming for people we've put together.
Sure.
Or been a part of.
Yeah, you could liken it to anybody's work time, I guess.
That's what I mean. Yeah, but I mean, like, so for our work time, yes, 40 hours a week or whatever, but of that work time, those are hours specifically in studio.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Many years.
It was a lot.
let me interrupt here. People don't understand how much prep time goes in. Mm-hmm. When I was at WCGO with you guys, 2 to 4 p.m., Dan French and Friends was on. Dan French used to come in at 8 o'clock in the morning, start cruising the internet, see what's trending, see what questions are being asked of him, just like I get these texts.
He'd start putting production together, too.
Yeah, he put the production together. Of course, he had a technician like you or Mike or somebody. But Dan French was there 8 o'clock in the morning to be ready to go on at 2. And he wouldn't get out of there till 6, 7 at night sometimes. People do not understand the amount of preparation that goes in. Same thing with a criminal case. People don't understand. It's not the 2 hours that an expert witness like me is on the stand. It's the 40 hours of preparation that go into it. The reviewing the case reports, the videos, the cross-reference when NHTSA standards. Or what the lawyer does. The lawyer walks into court, but you don't know he's put 40 hours into this case already.
Well, it's the same thing as like baseball. Baseball, they call it the show, right? We do all this work, and then they get to the show. Here's the show right here. So it's kind of like what we do around here. And part of that, too, is a movie. A movie's that same kind of way. Multiple different parts, multiple different avenues all coming together for a single time, right?
Yes.
It's some people are the actors, and they don't have to worry about the lighting and everything else. Some people are the lighting and crew and maybe the editors, and they don't necessarily have to worry about the blocking as people walk through. So there's all multiples of different avenues and careers all coming together to kind of film one thing.
No self-made people.
No self-made people. If somebody says they're self-made, they're lying to you.
I've been very fortunate. I've had a lot of friends in the film industry. I've hung out with actors, Ernest Borgnine, George Kennedy. I've had a good time. I've been very privileged, and I've done security work for so many celebrities during my police career. But I was part of an independent film, and I found out through that work how much work goes into it. We filmed a police interrogation scene at the old 20th District Police Station in Chicago. It was closed down. We got a permit to film in there. It was independent film. I was filming the interrogation scene 8 hours. I was there under the lights, repeating the same dialogue. And it ended up being 2 minutes of screen time for 8 hours of the work. So, I mean, there's a lot of work. And just like you said, the lighting people, the camera people, the audio, I had the boom, the guy holding the audio there, so our conversations. And what happened is we had to keep repeating the same scene. So when it's filmed from my left, if I moved my right hand, when they went behind me, I had to make that same movement at the same time because I don't know how the editing's going to be. It all has to be in sync.
You act the exact same thing over and over. So if you wave your hand in a way, then you got to wave your hand that same way 30, 40, 60 times.
And continuity director.
Yes, I was going to mention that. She was on the scene, the continuity. But you'll see some films where somebody will be wearing a ball cap like you are now. And then the next scene, the ball cap is tilted to the right.
Or hair.
Straight forward.
Women's hair is another one, too. Is it in front of your shoulder, behind your shoulder? Those are always continuity things. And those are things I know in editing. They looked at somebody and said, then get me the other shot.
You know what sticks out to me? One of my favorite films is called The Untouchables with Sean Connery and Kevin Costner, Elliot Ness and Capone. And there's a scene in there when Connery is talking to Kevin Costner. And every time they go back and forth during his conversation, sometimes he's wearing the same shirt and the outfit, but his top button is buttoned, then it's unbuttoned. Then it's buttoned, then it's unbuttoned. Because actors have to repeat the same scenes over, and it may not be the same day. So you can wear the same clothing, you can do the hairstyling the same, but there's always a little glitch there. And you know what? I got to give actors a lot of credit. People think it's glamorous. It's very hard. It's hard work.
Sure. Yeah, long days. And how about we're talking about continuity? Bring it back to that. Just the stories of people having to take that first bite of a sandwich, spit it out, and then be like,
"Here's a brand new sandwich."
Here's a brand new sandwich. And then what happens with those other sandwiches? Are those? Is that craft services? You get the 3/4 sandwich. Yeah, the 3/4 sandwich, just a bunch of sandwich butts in the dumpster. Whatever.
I'll give you a movie backstory on that. I met Michael J. Pollard, who was in Bonnie and Clyde. He played CW, and he's passed away now. And I was at a Hollywood show with him. Nice guy. And he told me nobody told him not to eat the hamburger. So there's a scene where they're driving in the car and he's taking a bite of a hamburger. By the end of the evening, he had eaten like 8 or 9. He couldn't eat no more because the scene kept being repeated and repeated, and he had to keep on chewing. So he learned his lesson. Paul Newman, when he ate the 50 eggs in the movie Cool Hand Luke.
I'll tell you, my boy Luke can eat 50 eggs. He eat 50
Did you see
eggs.
it?
Yeah,
Cool Hand Luke? He didn't eat 50 eggs. He kept spitting them out.
Oh, yeah. Shaking the bush, boss.
It's not a failure to communicate with your digestive system.
How many more can we get in there? That's a good one. So we are going to talk a little bit about Indiana Jones. I like Indiana Jones.
We're going to stay on films.
We're stay on films.
And coincidentally, I have my Indiana Jones shirt.
That's what brought it up. There. You have your Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes, my daughter gave this to me for Christmas. She knows that. To me, that's a near perfect film.
Raiders, absolutely.
Near perfect. The sound, especially John Williams soundtrack. My friend has it as his phone ring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Every time I hear that, I always think of his phone. The Indiana Jones, and that's the thing. If you enjoy a movie, if you see a movie, that's one of the. Let's talk about four corners of film. Mm-hmm. The sound, the score, the background score is crucial.
Yes.
Because I'll give you an example. I'm watching Jaws again.
Okay.
And I've seen it 200 times. Mm. If it wasn't for the dun 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 dun, it wouldn't be Jaws.
You're not getting that suspense out of anything.
Yes.
You're not getting that. The music score behind a lot of things sets the tone. If I put Baby Shark under Jaws, it doesn't hit the same.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the lady just swimming out there and it's just Baby Shark one
of those classic.
But it's in the four corners to me of filmmaking is one. The score is crucial to move the film along, and it can't be too loud to take attention away from the film, and it can't be too low. The second one is a good script. I've seen the best actors in some of the worstly scripted films. I don't watch it a second time. You know what I mean? A very important thing is editing. Verna Fields won the Oscar for editing Jaws. Okay. There was thousands of hours. They worked on that film for 52 weeks. There was thousands of hours of footage she put together. An absolutely near perfect film.
And that is before digital editing.
Yes.
That was all Jaws was handmade.
They had like moviolas
practical effects too. The shark, if you've seen the
practical stuff,
animatronic. Today as I saw Meg 2, those are all CGI. I mean, there's no practical.
I don't care for the CGI. People say the shark doesn't look real in Jaws. Well, my friend, the music makes it real.
It does.
The music scares you. And the last thing is, this is where it comes to a great director. A great director casts greatly. You got to have the right people in the right roles.
Wes Anderson.
You know what I mean? Could Tom Selleck have played Indiana Jones? Yes, he could have. But, Harrison made that role. So now getting back to Indiana Jones, what is your question?
My question... You did say Raiders of the Lost Ark is the near perfect movie. I do think Last Crusade is better than Raiders, though.
You know why I don't like Last Crusade? I mean, I watched Last Crusaders after the River Phoenix.
Okay.
I thought River Phoenix was miscast as a young Indiana Jones. That was just my opinion.
Yeah.
So when I watch these films, because I got DVDs, I love DVDs. I know where to start.
So you're saying because of the young Indiana Jones in Last Crusade, that's what
I just
the
didn't think
Raiders?
In Last Crusade it starts off with River Phoenix playing a young Indiana Jones when he's trying to get that cross from these.
But that whole adventure is Indiana Jones canon. Like, it's all stuff that we thought that Indiana Jones was, and we were like, okay, well, why does he like the whip? Why does he like the hat? Why does he like the adventure?
Yes.
And without that, we're all still speculating on whatever he did.
I'm not talking about the storyline. The storyline's perfect. What I'm talking about is the entertainment, arts and entertainment. How am I entertained? What does this film do for me? Why would I watch a film more than once? Does it have the repeatability value? The first Indiana Jones, I'll watch it from start to finish, which is Raiders of the Lost Ark. The second one, Temple of Doom, I like the beginning, phenomenal beginning when he's in Singapore. They got the dancing girls like the gold diggers of 1930s.
The airplane escape, all of it.
After the airplane escape, when he gets, I think he ends up in India.
That's it.
That's it. I shut
monkey
it off.
brains, when the monkey brains show up,
I don't
like, I'm done.
Let's not even go down that route.
Like all of that, no? Kalima, like, come on, nothing?
There we go.
So I shut it off. With Last Crusade, I begin after the River Phoenix when Harrison Ford takes over.
Gotcha.
And what was the next one?
Right at the boat. Essentially, the transition on there is on the boat.
Yes.
You belong in a museum. So do you.
And the next one was, the Crystal Skull. I love the beginning.
No, I can't watch any of that movie.
Yeah, the beginning's great when they're racing, they're playing the Elvis song.
Yeah.
After they find the skull and he escapes, I stop watching it. But I like the first about 30 minutes of that. But you know what? What does a film do for you? I mean, what does a book do for you? You feel a feeling that you can repeat upon repeated viewings. To me, there is no perfect movie, but there are near perfect movies. Jaws would be one of them. Raiders of the Lost Ark would be another one. For Westerns, The Wild Bunch, William Holden, Ernest Borgnine. Also, Unforgiven with Clint Eastwood.
Unforgiven is a great one.
Yes, it's all character-driven.
It's him and it's Morgan Freeman in that.
Morgan Freeman, Richard Harris, and Gene Hackman, who won an Academy Award.
Yeah, Gene Hackman plays a really good bad guy.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's when they push the envelope. Here, he's not a bad guy, but he does a bad thing. And it comes down to the old adage, good guys doing bad things and bad guys doing good things.
Yeah.
You know, in the 60s, Crazy Joe in New York was a mobster that was kidnapping other mobsters. He was a stone cold killer. There was no doubt about it. But during a fire, he jumped into the fire and saved several kids.
Yeah.
So here you got a bad guy doing a good thing.
That's true.
You know, so...
Have you seen Dial of Destiny? The newest one? How is that? I haven't seen that
I
one
like the
yet.
first half hour. Harrison Ford is acting it, but they made him younger, which doesn't bother me.
Okay.
But the first half hour is good, and I don't want to give a spoiler because that is the film goer's code. We do not give away the ending.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet, so please, if you wouldn't mind. I know I'm late to the picture.
But the first half hour is really good.
Yeah? Okay. Better or worse than Crystal Skull?
I like Crystal Skull. I like the first half hour.
Aliens, I can't do it.
It's been a minute. I think I saw it when it came out.
Are you prejudiced against alien films?
I am prejudiced against an archaeologist finding the same thing that I can find on History Channel 2. and go, oh, well, ancient aliens then. Okay, that's what it was.
You're saying they mailed in the script?
They mailed in the ending. That's all I'm saying. It wasn't ancient, it wasn't, and then all of a sudden everything starts floating. What I like about the first 3 movies of Indiana Jones, every single one of them is believable.
Yeah.
Of course, with the closing of their eyes in Lost of Ark, right? There are flashes of lights, there are screams, there are all of these things floating around. They keep their eyes closed, and even us as the viewer, we don't get the full scale of what's going on for that. And that right there makes me feel better about him parkouring up and down a bunch of floating rocks to put an alien skull back into its place. Like that to me, it perverted Indiana Jones into a sci-fi.
Okay. Yeah, but some films have gone into, some film series have gone into sci-fi. They've gone that route. the closing of the eyes in the first one, I'm glad you mentioned it. The reference there is Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah.
When Sodom and Gomorrah was being destroyed in the Bible and in films, you'll see it, they've been told not to look at it, to walk away, not to look. And one lady turns around and she turns to stone.
There's Lot's wife.
Yes. So with that's the reference back to that. That film was written by Lawrence Kasdan, who was a very good screenwriter. He had written The Big Chill, which is another good movie, more character-driven about these people getting back together after 20 years, But that's a very well-written, and that's one of the four corners of filmmaking that I mentioned earlier is a good script. You need a solid script.
I'll watch sock puppets with a good script.
Which one?
Sure.
I'll watch sock puppets put on a display if it's good dialogue.
Absolutely, yes.
If it's
bad animation, that kind of stuff.
I'll take bad animation. I'll take all of that as long as it's a good conversation.
For those baby boomers out there, we're referring to Thunderbirds Are Go.
Thunderbirds. That's awesome.
Remember the puppets?
Yeah.
The puppets and Thunderbirds Are Go.
Go. That's it. Well, Out to Lunch is here on WRMN. We're going to wrap up some more of this hour. If you want to get into some movies, tell me what your favorite Indiana Jones is. Crusade, I think is it for me, and I think it's mostly because of the casting. We'll be right back. More Out to Lunch. Call us 847-931-1410 if you want to jump into it, or you can always text message the new message line 505-926-1410. See you on the other side.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM, 866-509-TERM.
Experts say regular auto maintenance is one of the most important things for your car. Meineke Car Care Center at 376 Sundown Road in South Elgin covers all your automotive needs. From oil changes, brake services, and emission testing, Meineke's expert staff provides hard work and dedication with the utmost professionalism. Need an oil change? Visit Meineke in South Elgin for their 23-point inspection. Call 847-888-9644.
This is Larry Jones, and I'd like to talk to you about my bank, American Eagle Bank in South Elgin. Has your bank changed names in the last 10 years? Is your bank another faceless branch with headquarters in another city? Are you tired of earning next to nothing on your savings account or certificates of deposit, or does your personal banker treat you like a stranger? If you answered yes to any of those questions, then you're ready for a new banking experience, and American Eagle is the place for you. American Eagle is a locally owned independent bank that's rooted in the community, and American Eagle customers are greeted by name and treated with the respect that they deserve. American Eagle has an innovative program, Eagle Savings, that teaches your children to save while earning prizes and rewards. American Eagle offers great rates on certificates of deposit. My bank is located in South Elgin on Randall Road between the Target and Caputo's and is open Monday through Saturday. Give them a call at 847-742-7400 and a real person will answer the phone. American Eagle Bank, a place where you matter.
Take your family out or meet up with a friend for breakfast, lunch, or dinner at the Elgin IHOP, located at 101 Randall Road by the theater. They're open for dining 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Stop in at 3 p.m. for happy hour with discounted meal deals for early birds starting at just $6. You can choose from breakfast choices like the pancake sundaes or juicy burgers or maybe a classic burrito bowl. Check out the menu at IHOP.com today.
This is Marky B inviting you to feel the power of the first shift.
To God be the glory, my brother. Thank you so much. You are such an inspiration to many of folk that's here in Elgin. I'm in West Dundee. I'm a Dundeeite now, not an Elginite anymore, but I love you. I can even give a number of prayers that we as a people continue to grow and to be there for one another. Please, people, let's get on board. Check on your neighbors, check on your friends, and just give an inspiration that life is worth living.
It's the first shift weekday mornings from 6 until 10 right here on WRMN.
Farewell and adieu to ye fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, ye ladies of Spain. For we've received orders to sail back, what did you say, Boston, right?
Yes.
And we will never see ye again.
I'm glad you're mentioning Jaws.
Yeah.
Because
well, you did. You brought it up. I want to.
It premiered. Today's the anniversary.
Get out of town.
June 20th.
Is that what you're watching it?
49. No, I watch because it's my favorite film.
Because it's Thursday.
49 years ago today, it premiered. And it was the summer blockbuster.
I didn't even know that. That's amazing.
Today's the anniversary.
Anniversary of Jaws. That's there.
Yes.
How many Jaws movies did you get up to before you stopped watching?
I've seen them all, and the last one is very
all the way up to 6. Like I think was what
I know the last one was Jaws: The Revenge.
The Revenge was that? That's 4 then.
Now it had to be number 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But the Jaws 3D when they're in Florida in SeaWorld, that wasn't too bad. And I met Louis Gossett Jr. He's passed away since, and he signed. I had an album. Remember the music albums? And he signed it. And he goes, "That was a wild picture to make." He enjoyed it. He had a good time, and he was a great man. Very, very spiritual guy. He had fought cancer. I was lucky enough. I've been lucky with a lot in my life to have contact with a lot of celebrities, doing independent films and doing security work for some of these people, making connections. But I was lucky enough to have lunch with Louis Gossett Jr., who was just a phenomenal guy. And I asked him about the fight scene in Officer and a Gentleman. Have you seen Officer and a Gentleman?
Yeah, a long time ago, but yeah.
All right. I go, how long did it take you guys to film that? 3 days.
The fight scene?
3 days, yes.
My goodness.
And it turns out that during one segment, gear hit him too hard.
Oh.
And he left the set. I don't know, recuperate or he was angry or whatever. And they had another stand-in come in and do that one small sequence of that fight scene. But after that, Richard Gere apologized to him. And I've been involved in filmmaking, as I mentioned earlier. I was part of an independent film. You never know what's going to happen. You've always got to expect the unexpected because these things happen. But it's not easy being an actor. You film the same scene over and over. Very tedious.
Yeah.
Some people I've read, and I've done a lot of backstories, like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin did not like doing retakes. First, second take, that was it. We're done. Next. Clint Eastwood, same thing he does 1, 2 take stops. You got Stanley Kubrick that'll make somebody do 100 takes.
Yeah.
Because
he wants the safety.
He wants perfection.
Yep.
And he's got to redo it. But he's thinking as an editor,
yes.
Put this in there. And I love Stanley Kubrick films. I watched all of them, and each one is different from the rest.
Well, you can tell who comes in from as a director, there's a few different mindsets that each director comes in. Do I come in as the audience? Do I take a mindset as the editor? Do I take a mindset as a person who is rewatching this film for the 11,000th time? You can tell from a lot of those different things. Like I brought up Wes Anderson with it. Wes Anderson, he films based off, I believe, the editing and also the visual pleasantry of the shot. How can I pause this movie at any point and have a good picture? Yeah. That's how he takes it. And so seeing the directors not just say, well, it's a director, and then every director is just like you take a director. It's like saying every race car driver is the same. They do have different styles. They do drive the same thing, but they've all got different ways to achieve the race.
Hitchcock, very meticulous. He had all his films storyboarded. And what they mean is he has an artist paint each scene. Draw out each scene, and that was the Bible that they wanted.
He knew each shot.
He knew each shot.
Exact shot that he wanted, and he could describe it to his storyboarder to the point where that person could be a police sketch artist. Like he would go in and say, and then up in the corner, that's going to be the light post right here. No, it's got to come down a little bit more.
I said a furrowed brow.
Exactly. Yes.
Hey, I'm glad we're mentioning this. These summer school courses are going on for kids that want extra credit or failed the class and need to fill up a credit, take film study.
Yeah.
You'll learn so much. My daughter and my son both took it as extra credit during the summer because I'm a big film aficionado.
Mm-hmm.
And I showed my kids growing up DVDs of stuff that I grew up with, like TV series like Gilligan's Island, Bewitched, Hogan's Heroes. So a lot of that plays on MeTV now.
Absolutely.
But they knew. So and this was over 15 years ago when my daughter was in high school. And she's sitting in class, and the class had to be about 45 or 50 kids. It was a lot because it was a summer class.
Mm-hmm.
And the instructor, the teacher, asked, does anybody know who Rod Serling is? And she looks around, and nobody raises her hand. So she's shy at this point. She puts up 2 fingers, and he says, yes, do you know who Rod Serling is? And she says 3 words, The Twilight Zone. She's the only one that knew because she's seen all the Twilight Zones. I showed them to her.
You got to start them young. But if you're got a hankering to watch a movie, a good spiritual movie, a good movie with a great message, that would be For Profit. ForProfitFilm.com. You can check out where it's playing here in the area. It drops on the 21st. There's a few different places to do it. As we go into commercial break here, I'm going to go ahead and read those out to you. First off, the Marcus Elgin Cinema. That is where we had the premiere on last Wednesday, and it was phenomenal. I loved watching it there. That's where they're playing it again, Ben.
Nice.
So hop in there. Very comfortable seats down there. That's right here in Elgin. 111 South Randall Road. Find the show times that are out there. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All of those places. Also, if you're going up north a little bit more, Lake of the Hills. We've got the AMC Lake of the Hills 12. That would be 311 North Randall in Lake of the Hills. That's also all this weekend through Wednesday. Again, these premieres start on Friday. Classic Cinemas in Carpentersville is one that just got dropped on as well. This is an independent film, so it's not in all of these theaters, and it's going to be in these theaters for a limited time. Get in there now. Say, I was there. I was part of that medium. I got to see it in theaters. Classic Cinemas in Carpentersville, that's 100 Bessinger Drive. And then we've also got the AMC South Barrington. That's South Barrington 24 for the AMC. And that is 175 Studio Drive. From there, I do think Friday and Sunday are already sold out.
Wow.
Yes,
okay.
That is the news that I've got already from there. Now, tomorrow, during the launch and the drop and when it's finally going to hit theaters, if you go to the AMC River East 21 at the 7 o'clock showing, we are going to have a Q&A with the actual cast and crew. So I'm going to actually be doing that with them.
What's the address of the River East?
River East is 322 East Illinois Street, right in Chicago. That is right across from Navy Pier. So this is a big AMC right here in the city. So go ahead and see us out there. Get your autographs. You could come down here to the Redemption Center, and we can give you those pamphlets that we handed out. Go ahead, take a Sharpie, take that pamphlet with you, get some signatures. Bill, isn't it great to have a signature with a poster and everything else? You've got.
I have signed posters. Ernest Borgnine, like I said, George Kennedy. I did work with them, but I also went to autograph shows. I used to go to Los Angeles. Jacqueline Smith from Charlie's Angels.
How great would it be to go to the actual day that it drops and get somebody that I signed it on the day that I saw it. I saw it in theaters.
And get a picture of them signing it.
Yeah.
It makes it authentic.
Mm-hmm.
So
we've got one sitting here at the studio that I've got everybody who came into the studio to sign it. It's great. We're going to hang it up as well right next to Bill Pellerino's stuff. One more segment coming up. This is Out to Lunch. Get your calls in now. I know the text message, I see you over there, but go ahead and call in. I want to hear your voice.
Walk on down.
847-931-1410. Go ahead.
Walk on down Douglas.
Yeah.
Beautiful day. A bunch of people are out just walking back and forth,
Happy
walking
faces.
their dogs.
I love seeing people come out of that shawarma stop over there with smiles and all that.
And it's all day.
All day. All day. Right here, Out to Lunch, WRMN. We'll be right back after these. Oakcrest Residence is marking 120 years of continuous service for older adults, a private, non-for-profit community organization offering cutting-edge solutions for seniors with emphasis on personal choice and innovative programs. Located at 204 South State Street, you'll find short-term and permanent living along with daily options. This building is worth a visit. Blended with style and surrounded with historic significance. Make sure to ask to see the Cellar Pub, a resource available for private group rental. Really, this place has it all. During this 120th anniversary celebration year, the community is invited to join in for free lunches and programs. For more information, visit oakcrestatrium.org. That's oakcrestatrium.org.
Your hometown radio station since 1949. We are WRMN AM 1410, Elgin time, 2 o'clock.
With your AM 1410 WRMN Newsflash, I'm Sean Kernan. Brought to you by the U.S. Postal Service. On June 25th at 7 p.m., residents in Naperville have the chance to meet with State Senator Laura Ellman at the Naperville Municipal Center to discuss the outcomes of the recent spring legislative session. It's running from 7 to 8 p.m. in Room A.
One of the things we're proud of at WRMN is our connection to the local community. In fact, recently we hosted a fundraiser for a longtime listener, Gene Wheeler, and first shift listener George Rollinson says it turned out perfectly.
Perfection is a moving target. You try to hit that bullseye and you zone in on it. It moves a little to the left and it moves a little to the right. I don't know. I'd say we hit a bullseye. I don't know how that could have been any better.
Working together to make Elgin better. We are WRMN AM 1410, serving the local community since 1949. Dine out with family and friends at Nick's Pizza in Elgin or Crystal Lake. Nick serves up award-winning thin crust and Chicago-style pizza. Eat in or carry out. In addition to Nick's fabulous pizza, let Nick's cater your events with pizza, pasta, Italian beef, and other delicious offerings. Their big banquet rooms can accommodate all your event needs. So, for great pizza in a Northwoods, cabin-style atmosphere, bring family and friends to Nick's. Visit nickspizzapub.com.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
800-234-0316. 800-234-0316. That's 800-234-0316.
WRMN has proudly served the Fox River Valley for over 70 years. We're located at 14 Douglas Avenue in downtown Elgin. Right next to Studio 14 is our store known as the Redemption Center. You are always invited to stop by and see us to live large for less. The Redemption Center is the place to pick up your on-air orders, shop for certificates, and grab some brochures to learn about what we have to offer. Our Redemption Center phone number is 847-741-7700.
Welcome back to Out to Lunch. WRMN 1410 on the AM dial, if that's the way you're looking. Also, WRMN1410.com if you're on the internet box. Go ahead and type it in. There's a search up there. WRMN 1410. Out to Lunch is working on some of its own branding as well. I do like my little happy jazz music and things like that, but we're putting together a few tips and tricks and some branding things You know, we got to dress it up. We talk about all the different things of business casual or formal or anything like that. Sometimes you just got to dress up a little bit your show as well in that. And we're going to talk a little bit about celebrity, and we're going to talk about Justin Timberlake. And what better person to have in the studio with me than a DUI expert when we talk about Justin Timberlake. Now, did you read any of these articles about this, Bill?
What
Do
happened?
You have a recap for it?
I was on your show yesterday, and I've been jumping on this show just to let people know that my show, Four Corners Radio, is on live on Saturdays, 12 noon to 1 p.m., just trying to get the word out.
Yeah.
So we happened to have some callers in, and we're talking about Fifth Amendment rights and DUI cases and domestic violence. And I mentioned that for most people, a DUI arrest is an unintentional crime because nobody says, hey, let's go drink and see how much we can drink and let's drive home. See if we can make it home. Nobody. What happens is, for most people, now there's the extreme element that you have serious alcoholics out there with multiple DUIs and multiple crashes. But for most people, they go clubbing or they go to Christmas party or they go to a picnic and they're having a good time and they drink 2 drinks and then 2 turns into 3 and then 4. And obviously, I haven't read the police reports or seen videos, but just from the news report, Justin was out with some people. He had a couple of drinks, and then he got stopped by a police officer and was subsequently arrested.
Sag Harbor is part of the Hamptons, about 100 miles east of New York City. Timberlake was pulled over in his 2025 BMW after failing to stop at a stop sign and, quote, maintain his lane of travel. Upon investigation, it was determined that Mr. Timberlake was operating his vehicle in an intoxicated position, according to the Sag Harbor Village Police Department. That does sound like police-ese right there. Is there a specific reason of why they wrote it that way? Upon investigation, it was determined that Mr. Timberlake was operating his vehicle in an intoxicated position instead of just he was driving drunk?
Well, I think the investigation would be the personal observations of the police officer, which is, did he have bloodshot, glassy eyes? Did he have a strong overdose alcoholic beverage? Did he have slurred speech? Now, if they follow the NHTSA standards, which is the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, they conduct a series of tests prior to his exit and after exiting. They would ask him to do an alphabet test, but they just don't say, start reciting the alphabet. They'll go begin with E and end with T. So you go E, F, G. If you're intoxicated, you get a little confused.
Because you're trying to remember
that last so letter. Where me and you could go E, F, G, H, you know. Even a sober man can blubber that up.
Timberlake told police he had 1 martini, according to the report by New York Times. Was that a good thing for him to say?
You know what?
Remain silent.
I told you about this. You should make no statements against your penal interest.
There you go.
So I told you I had seen a police video of a subject when they asked him if he was driving the car. He said, I cannot confirm nor deny. He didn't lie, but he just did not confirm or deny. They asked him if you've been drinking. He says, I cannot confirm nor deny. This is the best answer I've ever heard.
There you go. Last minute, Four Corners Radio.
Yes,
on
call in on Saturday. Call in with your questions. Any legal questions you got. If I don't know the answers, I'll talk to lawyers over the week. We'll get you the answers or do our best to find out. We also talk about diabetic health, arts and entertainment, as we've been talking about all day today, and food and restaurants. And for callers, I'm giving away T-shirts. I have some WCGO T-shirts from our last network we were on. I will also print RMN T-shirts, but I've got these brand new spanking T-shirts left over from last year.
We appreciate you coming on, buddy. Be out there. Yep, we'll give away to callers. Four Corners Radio, WRMN, Saturdays at noon. We'll see you tomorrow.
Attention Fox River Valley. In response to listener input, WRMN AM 1410 is bringing back the live radio shopping show to your Saturday mornings. Join us from 8 a.m. to noon every Saturday starting June 29th for incredible deals and unbeatable savings. And that's not all. Our Redemption Center will now be open only on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So mark your calendars and get ready for Saturday morning shopping sprees with WRMN AM 1410, your station for great savings and local fun.
As grocery prices rise, take your family out to any of the Tommy's Red Hots location for great food at unbelievably low prices.